We're going to try it, see how that looks. And after Mike will briefly, because we are trying to get home, but bring Noah in and Frank Anselem and eBay in. So we'll fly through. Dash, hold on just a second. Thought I'd given everybody the ability to record, but I missed somebody. Dash, you should have it now. And we'll start with Chip and then go to Jack Leo.
Wow. Pretty impressive, winning up there. Got pretty fired up toward the end. Just, Noah makes a huge play. Can you just talk about this team's propensity to play teams close and pull it out more often than not?
Yeah. Unique team, to say the least. Resilient team. We've said it all year. Consistent team. Really proud of these guys. I mean, really proud of these guys. Really tough environment the other day, even tougher environment tonight. Been on the road for a while, seems like a month. You know, we came straight here from Winston-Salem. Credit, and I told Ross Bjork this after the game, who I've known for a long time. Their crowd, their environment, it was rocking. It was really loud. It was comparable to the top few SEC road environments that we competed in this year. And it was a factor. I mean, I thought it affected us offensively, especially in the second half. But our resiliency, our toughness, our willingness to want to continue to compete and keep fighting for one another was on full display. And just really proud of this group. NIT Final Four, very honored to get to Indianapolis, to be a part of this thing. It's really cool. Happy for our guys.
Curious as well about just Noah's play in general. Could you just talk about, I mean, 21 points, he had 12, I think it was 17, just continuing to be consistent, be that leading scorer for you guys.
He was terrific. Unflappable. He, as one of the more confident guys I've coached, you know, he can miss 8 in a row and thinks his next 8 are going in. And we're trying to infuse some of that into some of our younger guards. So one of the things we can all learn from one another. It's something that we preach as a staff. It's one of the things that really all of his teammates can learn from him. He just he's a confident guy, and you know, if it's under a minute or if it's the first minute of the game, he's the same guy offensively with the ball in his hands. We were struggling with execution. I looked down, we had 79. It's hard to believe that because of their physicality, their attention to detail with defending our actions. Struggled with some ball screen stuff, struggled with some live ball turnovers. And so, you know, late in the game, Noah Thomasson just playing in space. You know, let's make sure we get one up, and he hits another really big one, as he did in Winston-Salem. Played his butt off, and that's why he came to Georgia. He was hopeful, obviously, to help Georgia get into the NCAA tournament, but he's taken full advantage of helping us make an NIT run, and something he's creating life memories for himself. And he works hard. He deserves the success that he's getting. Huge shot for him late.
Go to Mike Griffith and then Palmer Toms.
Yeah, Mike, Blue Cane, career high 17, 2 really clutch free throws there, 8 rebounds as well. Just another one of these freshmen again. Can you comment on him? And then Frank hitting the double for you with Russ out. And by the way, have you commented on exactly what's wrong with Russ?
Yeah, Russ is sick. He was fighting something. I'm not sure exactly what. He coughed the whole plane ride to Winston-Salem. Just did not feel well. Felt a little bit better yesterday. Gave it a go in practice. Kind of sluggish and shoot around this morning, but he tried. You know, he tried it. I thought that he might give us a few minutes, and he did. You know, honestly, if Frank didn't play so well, you know, I'm not sure we don't throw Russ back out there, but Frank was playing so well and impacting the game. You know, 10 and 10, but flying around and altering and blocking and you know, 6 offensive rebounds, extra possessions, just that energy level. You know, our guys were feeding off of that. Frank is such an unselfish guy. He always answers the bell, you know, when or rings the bell rather, you know, when his name is called. And you mentioned Blue about as well as he's played. I mean, he was really good. He's a guy that's learned how hard you need to play at this level, you know, in the SEC and now obviously ACC and now Big Ten. But to go grab, the 8 rebounds. He wasn't doing that in November, and so I'm proud of his progress, his development. He's become tougher and tougher. And then we know offensively, he's got some Noah in him where he's a confident guy. He hasn't got a ton of attempts at the free throw line this year. So those were 2 big ones that he converted. Silas competed, defended at a really high level, fought a lot of pressure, drew some fouls. And then Dylan James hits a really timely one, coming off the last game where he hit 4 threes, hits another really big one right in front of our bench. So proud of those young guys, but great team effort overall.
Mike, what is it that's allowing this team to play its best basketball at season's end? And is this kind of how you envisioned it when you drew this team up last year?
It's different. We've won different games with different guys. And, it's such a unique team. I mean, we're out there. Russ barely produced for us. He's fighting illness. Jabri doesn't play. He's banged up, and Sonny doesn't play. He's banged. I mean, those 3 guys in November were, 3 of our best few players. I mean, those guys were all pegged to start. I just think it's a collection of guys that have character on the court and off the court and want to compete, like each other, just taking advantage, playing a little bit more loose now. Nothing to lose. We're in the NIT. Let's have some fun. That might be a factor too, especially for these young guys. But yeah, it's coming together a little bit. I mean, we're playing our best basketball, and the one comment I've made 100 times, you guys are sick of hearing is what a good practice team this is. It's probably another factor. It's just we've just gotten a little bit better incrementally, individually and collectively throughout the whole year. And got a bunch of contributions tonight from guys that are just better versions of themselves than they were, in November and December.
And then with Mike, we'll finish with Jordan and then Dash.
Mike, just what does this next week look like? You guys get a little bit more time before you're back on the court. Just what is that going to look like getting ready for the semifinals?
Oh my goodness, I hadn't even thought about it. I couldn't tell you what day we play when we're traveling. I know I'm anxious to get home, regroup. It's a really, really busy time of year too, for obvious reasons, in terms of phone traffic, and also studying young people on synergy, and watching film. So, balancing the recruiting and balancing this team. Rest assured, though, we're going to have a bunch of focus, as much as humanly possibly, to help these young men finish as strong as we can possibly finish, because this is a big deal for us in terms of rebuilding this program. So we'll balance it best we can. We get home really late tonight. We'll get in that office tomorrow, and as a staff, we'll plot as to how we balance these things.
Mike, I kind of want to follow up on that. You mentioned this, being a big deal, second year of your program. This is also your 20th win. I know that's kind of a little mark, I guess, if you want to call it that. But to make the semifinals of the NIT your second year, I know you would rather have been the NCAA, but to make it where you are right now, how big of a deal is this really for you?
No, it's really, really big. We don't take it lightly, and we were picked. We were picked near the bottom. We all know that, right? But we had higher expectations and standards within our program. And if we finished a few of those, we potentially would be in the other tournament. But I love the character that our guys are showing, playing with gratitude, playing with appreciation. Hey, you guys, thanks for the opportunity. We're gonna take full advantage. That's huge. It's really big. To get to 20s, really big, of course. But that said, if we were picked near the top of the league, and we got one of these automatics to the NIT and made the same run, it would still be an honor, to play in this event and to get to Indianapolis.
Hey, Mike, if I could just ask a quick question. I had power that went out here, so I missed the beginning of this with the Storms. I want to ask you to win 3 games like you have to get to the semifinals. What does it mean to make winning plays like you have down the stretch of these games?
Huge, man. I don't know if you all the offensive things that we tried to execute tonight. I don't know how many you can just point to and say, but we did a great job with that. Defensively, we tried to mix in a couple different zones. Sometimes it was productive. Sometimes it backfired. We had a couple miscues in transition defense and ball screen defense, which led to lob dunks. But when you're playing as hard as these guys are playing right now, and you're getting the amount of 50-50 balls we're getting and extra possessions and flying around and playing for one another, you can overcome some of that stuff, some of your B and C play, because in terms of effort, we were an A. We were an A tonight. Great effort.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
And, we'll start with Hank Tatum, who I missed from the red and black, and then we'll go to Mark Weiser.
Frank, big game out there. When you're in a game like that and you're missing Russ, how important is it for you to kind of step up in minutes you haven't really seen that much this season?
I mean, I'm just glad like the coaching staff give me the opportunity to, go out there and like he just said, and play extended minutes. I think as a team we played really hard. Everyone was there for each other, and this entire NIT run we've been playing hard together. So I mean, if your brothers are playing hard, you have no choice but to join them and play hard. So I'm just glad at the end of the day we got the win too.
Frank, what kind of team effort did you guys feel like you had down there, in the low post, with Russell limited?
I mean, it's next man up, to be honest. Like the challenge is there. We know what we face. I think the coaches did a great job of, telling us to scout how to guard these dudes, and we just did it. We're Russ or without Russ, at the end of the day, we're a team. The team is not one individual. So we were just able to, be there for each other and just do what we had to do to get the dub.
Go to Mike Griffith and then Jordan Hill.
Frank, I know you probably weren't counting or watching the scoreboard as closely as we're able to with these run trackers, but I mean, Ohio State scores 17-0 run. Where does that resiliency come from? I mean, it looks like it's falling apart. I mean, we can hear the crowd on the TV. It seems so chaotic. I mean, how do you guys stick together when it appeared everything was going down the tubes?
I mean, all year, this team, if I'm being really honest, like we've been down a lot. We've come back. At Kentucky, we were down a lot. Florida State, we were down. Florida, we were down. At home, I could go on and on about different number of games that we've been down this year, and we all stuck together. The word the coaching staff uses is respond, and the game is not over. Like basketball is a game of runs. They are gonna go on runs, and we're gonna go on our run too. It's just you don't fret. You just run and play, execute, play defense. At the end of the day, that's all it is.
Frank, just what did this one mean to you? You've accepted your role in the way you've played this season, but to play such a big role and to help your team win this game.
I mean, man, it's really crazy. 2 weeks ago, we really thought our season was over. Like we didn't even expect to make it to the NIT, but now, home game against Xavier, we win. We play at Wake Forest, one of the best teams in the ACC. We win. We're coming to Ohio State, playing the Big Ten. We win. I just think that I said it before, it's really the next man up. Like guys are out here, fighting for each other. Like we're not playing like, our season is over. We really, really, are grateful for this opportunity, even though, it's the NIT, and we're just glad that we're making the most of it.
Awesome. Thanks, Frankie. That's good.
No problem. Thank y'all.
And we'll start with Dash, and then we'll go to Chip.
All right, Noah, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
As Frank was saying, there was a time y'all didn't even know y'all were going to make the NIT, tournament. Kind of maybe took some things to happen for it to that take place. But now that you're in it, you're going to the semifinals, 20 wins for this program. What does this all mean to you as a player?
It's huge. Just when Coach White and the rest of the staff recruited me, the main goal in building a program is a process. Rome wasn't built in a day. Last year they won 16 games and now we're up to 20. So the goal is to keep getting better and better every day. And next year even when I'm not here, I want to see them keep making more strides, whether that's the NCAA tournament and keep making strides to be a better program, bring Georgia basketball back.
Thanks.
Coach said something funny. Noah, he said you could miss 8 in a row and then you would be absolutely certain that you were going to make the next 8. What is it about ending up with the ball in these situations? And you seem to thrive on it. Obviously, you've come through a few times this season.
I've been in these positions before. That's what Coach White brought me here. In Niagara, I scored countless amount of buckets in late situations where I may have missed, 3 shots before that. And, you kind of just get more focused on the 4th one. You keep shooting. And the biggest thing is that they stop you from shooting and they did their job. So I'm going to keep being aggressive and keep making the right play for my team.
We'll go to Jack Leo and then finish with Balmer Toms.
Yeah, no, just curious about that last jumper there at the end, the last minute. What did you kind of see going into the play? Just kind of walk me through it, if you will.
I seen that they switched. Number 21 was guarding me. No disrespect to him. He's a good defender, but I knew that getting to my step back going to my right is something that a lot of people it's hard for them to guard. So I walked him down, got him to the spot where I wanted him, and made a good move. And then, the basketball guys blessed me and let me make the shot. So, just big time shot just happens.
Noah, what is it about this team that allows y'all to play your best basketball at a time where most thought you would be home by now?
We really like each other. Matter of fact, we love each other. I think the biggest thing is, guys like me, Russ and Sonny, we lose tonight, that's it for us. So the opportunity to keep playing is always the biggest thing. We just try to keep coming in every day to practice, with good vibes, smiles, and laughter, and keep working hard. And you never know what's going to happen. I mean, like you said, we didn't even know we were going to go to the NIT. And we practiced the day of Selection Sunday, and like we for sure had a game. So that's just what's about this team. We love being on the floor with each other. We love being off the floor with each other. So
Awesome. Thanks, Noah.